What up, brothers and sisters? It's your brother G World 7_D. What I'm gonna what I'm gonna more likely do, I'm gonna do a real deep, um, probably presentation with the Moors. Um, like I said earlier, I was someone came on my site claiming that those Moors headbands were just the ones of captives, the ones in bondage. The origin of the headband did not come from that. All right. Now there were when the Moors were being expelled from Europe. A lot of them, they'll decapitate their heads and put their heads as poles or sticks, display them as being defeated openly. But that headband did not originate from people being captive. You can trace that back to ancient Egypt and then Nubia, from the Kushites. So people have been wearing a headband for thousands of years. You need to understand that, man. You cannot. There's a purpose now. There's people purposely trying to rewrite us out of history all over the planet. This is why it's important to identify. It's very important to truly know how we should identify ourselves. Black Americans should never call themselves African American because, number one, we're not African. We've been here. And you have a lot of these YouTube historians where they base everything as just African and everyone else diaspora. And generally, when they talk about diaspora, they want to talk about people in the Americas, in Europe, but obviously ignore the people in Asia and in Australia and the Pacific Islands. We are a global people of different ethnicities. All right, we've been all over the planet. We're all over the planet. We weren't just situated in Africa and West Africa. And unfortunately, many of your black scholars, many have been paid off. Many of them just don't know because who they've been trained by, that they cannot fathom are really knowing the wealth of information about black people globally, about the blacks in America, like how much black Asian they having, I don't know. I don't proclaim to know everything. I've been doing this for years. You develop a skill picking up things, but then there's certain things over time you change your opinion on because that's what it's called research. But I'll never say that I'm showing images of black people crowns, that those are black people who were in bondage. You won't put an image of a black person with a crown on there who was in bondage. That doesn't make any sense. You have black people in crowns in the Pacific Islands. You have black people in crowns in Africa, in Europe, and here in America's North and South America. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. So don't allow people to lie to you, saying that just because someone wearing a headband has come from people who are in bondage. That origin of the headband does not come from people in bondage. The origin of the headband, I showed you, you can trace it back to ancient Egypt, back even further than that. Technically, goes back even further than ancient Egypt. So I want us to be careful. Yes, with the Moors being expelled, their heads were put on poles, and the individuals who were taking over their land wanted to purge the Moors out. But let's get it straight, man. You still see the Moors castles. You still see those statues, man, throughout Europe. But I want us to understand that we're not descendants of African slaves. We got to get that out of our head, man. Some of our ancestors were enslaved here in the Americas, and we have to really do the research, really do the hardcore research. Listening to most of these black historians, man, make me throw up. Because everything with them is a slave narrative. Everything is about African ships bringing black people over here. It bothers me because there's so much documentation of black people that are in Americas is in your face. And I've shown you just a little bit of it. There's so much out there. And I'm going to continue to talk about more. I'm going to continue to break down. But you have to understand, a lot of non-black people and a lot of, unfortunately, black people definitely do not want you to hear this truth, man. We want to keep everything closed in some type of vault. They want to rewrite history. White people are not indigenous to none of these places. In these warm weather climate, they would not have been able to survive under that heat. So it doesn't make any sense, man. Like I said before, how South American civilizations are just so old. They're older than North American civilization because part of North America, not all of it, was covered under ice. And during periods, even at the areas where when the ice melted, and I mentioned this in one of my other videos, is that people were able to channel the river system, so they will migrate south through a certain period of time, and then once the weather warms up, they'll migrate back into the northern region. But some made a stay, and they used the mounds had furnaces up in there to keep them warm. Now the original people over here were the little short, dwarfy black people, followed by the larger, taller brothers and sisters. I'm saying that is to get us to understand that we've been here, and I said this over and over again, for thousands of years. When you listen to individuals just talk about us being in Africa and we're African diasporans, they give you misinformation, man. Or that when we're in other regions we were just slaves. Those are people who are lying and give you misinformation. They're just lying. These individuals really hate our guts and don't really want us to know our true history. It's a jealousy, but also a flat out thievery of our damn history, man. So we really got to be serious about this, man. We really got to be serious about this. We have a rich, true history globally. We have a rich history of navigating the seas, of traveling the seas, using various different styles of boats. On all these continents, we're able to travel. We cannot be afraid to talk about this, analyze this, and present this openly. We cannot be afraid, man. This is something that needs to be talked about. Like I said, I'm just giving you little information, but there's so much out there. So much out there. I want our people to stop thinking that our presence in so many different lands that we were slaves. The original slaves of the world were white, Slavic people, not so-called black people. Black people are the ones who had the high technology and advanced civilizations. We taught white people how to bathe. We taught white people about hygiene, about brushing their teeth, about clothing themselves, bathing themselves. We taught them that. So just for the end, we had the agriculture. We had the we knew architect. We were doing our architectural structure. They weren't doing that. We were doing that. To stop getting this mindset that all over the planet we were just slaves. That's gotta stop, man. That has to stop. Man, that has to stop, man. But unfortunately, we send our youth to these HBCU schools. They supposed to be black, right? And they still being miseducated like that if they were attending a PWI, a predominantly white institution. They're being miseducated and told a lie about who they are and their true history. And then once you challenge the traditional history, these Negro scholars, man, and like I said so many times, they'll claim that you're stealing other people's history, but you're not stealing other people's history. You're just reclaiming what was stolen from you. Your history here in Americas. Around the world, period. We have very different hair textures, very different nose structures. There is no such thing as white so-called features, because so-called white features come from black features. Black people originated all those type of features. From blue black to albinism, to a flat nose, to a pointy nose. All those features originated from us. Eye types. All those physical features originated from us. Did not originate from white people. So we really really, 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 really got to stop that, man. We really, really got to stop that, man. So I'm just telling brothers and sisters, man, you got to wake up. You got to stop allowing people to miseducate you. You got to stop. You got to start really researching and doing deep research. These white folks and these other people, and many of these Negroes don't want you to learn your true history. They do not want you to know your true history. These people do not want you to know your true history. These people really do not want you to know your true history. They just want you to be a slave from Africa, from West Africa. And that's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. You have to know your true damn history, man. The information's there. A lot of stuff is just in your face. Other stuff you gotta do deep research. But when people tell you that everywhere black folks are at, that we were slaves, you need to start questioning that. Because when you look at obviously the ancient Egyptians, you see Negroes. These fools don't want to admit it. They make these bogus statues, these bogus recreations, these fake restorations where they lighten up the people. These people have done everything they can to steal your history. This is your history. Like I said, do not listen to these Pan-Africans, man. A lot of them have a special form of self-hate. They even have these people who are stealing our history on their platforms using racial epithets by attacking us. And yet, you are still black, you're allowing that to happen. So, I mean, that's a traitor. They are traitors. And they're sellouts. And they're very ignorant, and they're so arrogant to the fact is that they won't come out and acknowledge and admit that they've been miseducated. Instead of admitting that and trying to study for the real history, they try to blast the brothers and sisters who are seeking the real history, no matter what they want to call themselves, Hebrewic, Moorish, Christians, so-called animists, whatever, traditional beliefs. The main point is for us to study our damn history. That's the main emphasis. To know who the hell we are. I don't know everything. I continue to grow with time. There's some things my opinion changed on certain things, but I'm going to tell you right now that our history, we're indigenous to this land. We have to know that. We have to understand that. So we're going to have to stop listening to these individuals whose main goal is to distort us and distort our true history. So I want to really emphasize that. I want brothers and sisters to really know that. I want brothers and sisters to really comprehend that. I'm going to continue to give out information because I have a wealth of information to prove that we are the original people on this planet. I mean, man, I done put a lot of money into my research, man. But I've also had a head start when it comes to doing this. So, but the information's there. You cannot run away from the truth. And if you are a true historian or you will truly know your history, do this. Do not, like I said, I'm going to say this over and over again, do not allow people to box you in, claim that you're a slave from West Africa. Please. Please, brothers and sisters, don't do that. And I see some of these YouTubers, they just focus on Africa. You know, we're just African this, African that, and it's really sad, man. You know, and our history is being stolen because we're not claiming it. It's really sad. Even the accomplishments of black Americans is being hijacked even by other black people. You know what I'm saying? It's been hijacked even by other black people, man. So, but a lot of them don't know who the hell they are. And a lot of us here don't know who the hell we are. So, I don't understand, man. I really don't truly understand why. Well, I do understand to some degree, but we have to want to know who we truly are. We can't just sit up here and just expect our oppressor to teach us our true history. We gonna have to seek that out ourselves. And when the true history comes out, the first thing these white folks and these other people say is that, oh, that's not true, that's fake. They were just slaves. Slavic were originally white folks. Slavic people. Slave comes from Slav. So the original slaves in the world were white. Yeah. Every time you see black people in different regions, they're brought there just because of slavery. That's unacceptable. That's truly unacceptable. That is truly unacceptable, man. But I said before, I don't listen to people like Umar Johnson. To me, he blows out a lot of smoke, man, and he's giving you no information. People like Umar Johnson, the Amara Squad nonsense, all those little Pan-Africans, man. A lot of those are naive Aboriginal Black Americans telling us who the hell we are. I don't listen to them, man. I don't listen to any of that stuff because it's not giving us anything. It's giving us the continuation of misinformation. You cannot do that. And I take passion and continue to learn myself. But I want you to understand that the importance of truly liberating yourself is liberating your mind. You can do so much once you know who you really are. And that was the greatest crime that these fools have done. Is not only stole our history, they stole our identities and they given it to other people and then claim that we came from somewhere else. But most of us are already here. So the amount of Asian that is in us, I don't know. The black Asian, but our people travel. Man, we travel using boats all over the damn world. So, that's what I gotta say. Just a quick rant. I want you to take this challenge. If you decide to take this challenge, then I'm telling you, it's like climbing up a mountain, man. You climb it and you reach the tip of that mountain, you'll go. Because this information, there's so much information out there that has not been reported on our history. Do not allow individuals to typecast you and say that your people are just a slave. You're more than that. You're more than that. Those black Europeans with crowns were descendants or the rulers of Europe, not Negroes in bondage. Don't allow people to hijack your history. Please don't allow people to hijack your history. This is yours. Do not allow people to lie about your history, because there's a lot of lying, particularly because now that black nobility stuff is coming out, people trying to lie about that. No. Well, just too much is a wealth of information showing images of black cardinals, black popes, black kings who ruled different parts of Europe. Alright. We really gonna have to wake up. We really gotta understand that there's so many enemies. And a lot of the enemies look like us. They've been paid off. So you have to understand this, man. You're gonna have to understand this. And if I come across kind of brash in my presentation, that's not my total intention. But I'm trying to get out this information. And and it's sort of a how you say it, guerrilla tactic. But I just think that you have to know and want to learn this information. It's a secret to grab it, and it's really rewarding if you do this. But there's a lot of people on YouTube, man, who really miseducate our people. Some of these Negroes are really ignorant, man. Really extremely ignorant. And they don't care about it. Just causing a rift between men and women and all that, man. We don't need that. We need to get in study groups and continue to learn and grow and recapture and re-spark that light, that flame of our true history. So I want to emphasize that. I want you. This is a long rant, but this is something that must be said. You have to know who you really are. If you expect to grow as a person, you can't stay stagnant or just claim to be a slave, or thinking that you're just a descendant of a slave. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't allow people to steal your history. They've done that, and then allow Negroes to go along with the same lie they've been telling about our history, man. I got some more stuff coming up, but this is just a rant. And it's crazy, man. It's really crazy, brothers and sisters. It's really crazy. The amount of hate there definitely is an anti-blackness around the world, man. But the amount of the biggest cover-up are the black civilizations here in America. There's a major, massive cover-up to that, man. Damn, there's a major, massive cover-up, man. We're gonna have to really wake up. Stop believing that you're descendant of African slaves. Stop that. Stop relegating your history to, 300 years? No. We've been here longer than 300 or 400 years, man. We've been in America for 1,000 years. Stop relegating your history to that short period of time. Stop doing that. Learn your full history. Go to the library. Get your library card. Take out books. Do your research. Spend money on the books. Don't just spend money on Jordans and all that stuff. Put your money in buying books or periodicals and journals. Go to university libraries. The information's there, man. It's there. I live in Chicago. I used to be at the University of Chicago Library, the home of the Maroons. I think they're the Maroons. All the time. So, you're going to have to put in effort, man. You're going to have to put in effort. But the information's there. Alright? I used to go to the Oriental Institute all the time at the University of Chicago. But the information's there, man. But you're going to have to want to seek it. Do not let people relegate your full history when you see black people around the world as a slave. You are always a slave. That's a lie. That's a big lie. I tell you, that's a lie. So learn who you really are. Learn that your people travel in ships around the world. They knew that there was more landmass besides Africa and Europe. They knew about the Americas. Americas was the old world to them. It wasn't new. It was new to white folks. But it wasn't new to our ancestors. So stop referring to America as the new world. Don't listen to these mainstream Negroes, these boule Negroes, but they're ignorant as hell. And their main goal is to keep you ignorant. Learn your true history. Love who you really are. You're not trying to be someone else. You're just being who you really are. Black people come in various different shapes and sizes, phenotypes. There's no white type. Because all of them, those phenotypes, originate from black people. Jet dark skin to pale or albinoid looking person. They all originate from black people. Even what you call Asian features originated from black people. Alright, so learn your true damn history, please. Please. Do not listen to these Pan-African hustlers, man. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to the mainstream Negroes. They're sellouts. They're traitors, they're sellouts. And they're just no damn good. Alright, brothers and sisters. Good night.